right, so let us discuss three stages of spiritual evolution. There are three stages of spiritual evolution, and you may also check that in which one are you. Also, I would like to say that there are not three distinct stages. Sometimes you're even at the third, and you're still at the second, and you're still at the first, and you're still at the first, and you're still at the third. So it's all a mixture. Okay, sometimes you use the third stage, sometimes you use the second stage. So it's all a mixture. There are no clear context, ways of things. Okay, so the very first is memory. Sometimes it's also known as karmic memory. We form a lot of conclusions and categories in our mind, rigid ideas of right and wrong, dark and light. Then that makes our body denser, because memory is like they get stored in our body, and your body should feel lighter. um, it does not have to do anything with the weight. Okay, you may be 60, you may be 70, you may be 80, but let's say 80 kg person might be more spiritual, than the 60 kg person. Why? Because his body is not denser. Okay, it has nothing to do with the fat, okay, on your body. So you feel lighter. Okay, it's like that. Okay, because you're not containing too much, of information in your head. Okay, you do not even contain much information of religious textbooks in your head. Okay, that is how karmic memory is. It is a very low stage of working. Okay, sometimes we all store emotional memories, of people around us. We you know let's say we interacted with somebody and something didn't go well, and we kind of stored the memory of disliking them, okay, forever and ever. And maybe we would need them, in some um, in our journey, on our life path, on our spiritual journey. We may need them, and maybe our soul is wanting a lesson from them, but we have generated a very hard memory, of disliking that person. And why do you dislike that person? Because you dislike something within you. That is why you're going to dislike that person also. So yeah, I mean, it works both ways. So liking, disliking, having a lot of assumptions and conclusions, of people around us. So all of this is karmic memory. All of this comes into karmic memory. And when you're into karmic memory, it kind of create obstacles for you to, you know to access the present moment. You can access the present moment only when you're in your shunya, no memory, no karmic memory. Only then you can access the present moment. The lesser and lesser and lesser the memory you have, the more and more and more you can access the present moment. That's how it works. So the second stage is understanding. When you understand something, let's say you had a life lesson and now understand it. Okay, this is how it works, and I should not do this, or maybe I should not do that. It is also kind of memory, and a very but a memory that is at an understanding level. For example, we used to memorize the formulas of maths, when we were in a school. But when we did derivations, we don't have to really memorize those derivations. We knew what step is next. We knew what step is next, because somewhere we knew how to solve it. That's derivations is an understanding level. When you know derivations, you can somewhere you can also remember the formula as well. And memorization of formula is very much at the surface level, I would say. So you might remember a whole lot of religious textbooks, and when you're speaking to somebody, you might, be speaking from the place of information, rather than from a place of understanding. When you understand something, then you might not even reiterate. Okay, you may even reiterate it, repeat it, in your own ways. Okay, it's very different from repeating, and it is very different from, forming your own language, forming your own sentences. Okay, so it's not like you're copying it. It's like now you have your own words, now you have your own language, because you've really really understood something. Okay, So the very next stage is knowing, intuition, and it is the one of the most far brilliant stage of knowing something. When you know something, okay. uh, um, and it is also called the intuition. Intuition is beyond time, intuition is beyond logic, it is beyond emotions. It is beyond the heart and the mind, and it is even beyond time. You don't need any life lesson for it. आपको किसी लाइफ लेसन की ज़रूरत नहीं है अपनी इंट्यूशन से जुड़ने के लिए. एन इंट्यूशन कैसे होता है? इंट्यूशन हैपन्स व्हेन यू कम इन कनेक्शन विद योर प्रेजेंट मोमेंट. जब आप बिल्कुल शून्य में होते हो, यू आर कम्प्लीटली सरेंडर्ड स्टेज, टू द यूनिवर्स, टू गॉड, और इन वट एवर वे यू, वट एवर थिंग्स यू बिलीव इन, okay, then that is intuition, and it is a very high form of spiritual development, and it's a very high form of spiritual stage, okay. And it's almost like you're throwing cards at the table, ठीक है आप, at the table, at the gambling table, okay, you're throwing cards at the gambling table, and you just know which cards to put, so that will make you win. You're not working from any kind of memory that last time I put these cards and it just made me win the gamble, so maybe I should do that. No, you're not working from that memory. You're also not working from an understanding. You are completely intuitive right now. What cards to throw at the table that would make you really win in the. It's like a win-win situation for you. That is what intuition is. And the more purer you get, the more love and unconditional love you get into, the more ego death you go into, the more intuitive you are. And it is such a beautiful gift. And it's not even a gift, it's like who we are. It's just that we have forgotten, and there are other things that we have put on our you know put on our core, put on our soul. It's just like that. So yeah, that's exactly how the third stage, intuitive stage, is. Like, share, comment. Do let me know in the comment section, if you have on which stage you are, or if you're on all three stages, even that is possible.